you know.
Yeah. This is
The
all over the
premise
place.
is you go into these booths, these rooms that there's a wall separating you, and you can talk to various different people of the opposite sex, which also I find interesting about this Netflix show. Like, there's no same sex dealings. You know, it has to be male female. But anyway, um, like yeah, and you just talk to the people, and the only way you get to meet them is if you decide to propose to them, quote unquote propose,
Yeah.
right? And so the only time you meet is when you propose. So like you could be talking to a big fat lady or a guy with one arm. I'm just joking because they don't have any of those. Like most of the people are either, you know, they range from maybe fives to to eights.
Yeah, that's the 5 to 8 thing is actually really funny because none of them are that attractive. Like
None of them
there's
are that attractive. None of, like, there's maybe one or two girls that are like, okay, yeah, they're attractive. There's maybe one or two guys who seem like, they're tall and,
yeah.
have a good career or whatever. But yeah, none of them are like knockout model types.
Yeah.
And then also none of them are extremely ugly. There's no morbidly obese people. Um, yeah.
Yeah, there's plus size people, but not like yeah, not 600-pound life sort of thing.
Right. There might be like one chick who's, pushing 200 or something. But yeah, I kind of wish they would throw in like a midget or a or like like a guy missing an arm, or like one of those like Agent Orange guys, like
Yeah.
the little hands. Um, like just really get weird with it. Like that's the show I would watch, because like
Yeah.
then you really don't know what you're getting. Like you just get a guy kind of like a slug man scooting his way out, and you have to like propose to that or whatever.
Slug man.
Yeah, like his legs have just kind of withered, and he has to like scoot along the ground with his arms.
Yeah, this is a good idea. Yeah, they should do yeah, Love is Blind like circus edition or something.
Yeah, and then have like regular looking people mixed in, so it's like you don't know what you're getting, and like then it's like really a grab bag, like
Yeah.
and you're really gambling, and then it's really about like, because what this really is it's like, would you be okay if your wife is just okay looking? It's like, well, yeah, I guess that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, so well for anyone who has seen the show, I'll just go ahead and say you mentioned the gay thing. Season 1 had a gay guy, or he was like bi, I
Yeah, I
guess.
remember that, and the lady like hated him for it.
Yeah, he's like, "I gotta confess, I'm more into guys than I am into you," and she's like, okay, this is over."
Yeah, which you'd think maybe you would bring that up before you propose to someone, but
Yeah. Um, and then I guess, so yeah, for anyone who's seen it, I would say the main drama of this second one was this guy Shane and this girl Shayna, which is funny that they have the same names basically because they're kind of the same person, and
yeah,
they even look like each other. And they were like a very obvious fit, and they both liked each other, but like through just like silliness and pride, they kind of like got in a fight, and then neither of them ended up getting married to anyone. But they like it seemed. I mean, it was. But then they didn't like hook up later or anything. They both just went off and became influencers.
yeah, yeah. And he, the big embarrassing part was he thought he was talking to the other girl who he ended up proposing to, but
Yeah,
he and or no, he thought he was talking to Shayna, but he was
yeah,
talking to the Asian,
yeah,
and and then yeah, kind of caught himself out talking to the wrong person, and yeah,
yeah,
he was kind of having like fairly um, illicit conversations with the Shayna chick,
yeah, yeah. And then
unbeknownst to the humble Asian.
yeah, and then him and the Asian girl almost got married, but then it was like it was their whole thing was obviously forced, like from the whole. It's like he was like going along with it almost because he like had to. He was even up to the altar. He was like still trying to make. He was just trying to correct for that mistake in the booth where he thought it was the wrong girl. So
Mm,
it's like he like uh, I don't know. It's like he was still trying to like own up to that by saying, "No, no, no, I do like you. I do, I really do."
Yeah, I didn't really believe it either. But the other one I was going to mention is the Indian guy in it. He's supposed to be like almost like the evil guy
Yeah,
of the
he was the
show, but
heel. He was the bad guy.
he's the best guy. He makes the most sense to
He's the
me.
most he's the most clear-headed, and the bad
Yeah.
guys often are.
And then also like this show is trashy and bad and you shouldn't watch it. But I like watching these trashy bad relationship shows. One because it's like kind of like tragic and it's like watching like the decline of the civilization
Mhm.
and it's like man like these people suck and
Yeah.
like their lives are sad cuz like they're all like pushing mid 30s and like they just have done nothing and it's like it almost seems like from like graduating college, I guess, or like high school or college, like being around 20, 21, to like now they've essentially been stagnant. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing to them and they're just lonely people who like you know, have never known love. And then it's like, "Oh, now I'm ready to settle down." And it's almost like I just think it's weird. Old people getting married is weird to me.
I
Like
do
you're
too.
old.
Yeah. Um, it actually is the whole thing is feels like a unintentional critique of like modernity and neoliberalism and stuff because they
Exactly.
all of them, especially the girl, all of them, the guys too, they all seem to have bought into like the career first thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, like if any of them, all of them seem to want kids, but like a lot of these girls are like 34, 35,
Yeah,
and
and even the ones who, like, end up getting married or whatever, they're, like, talking about kids, and it's like, "You guys are too late." Like
well, and even then, I think I remember one of them saying like, not right away, but like, wait a while, and it's
yeah.
like,
They're like,
you
"Well,
don't really
in
have that much
5
time.
years, we'll think about it." And it's like, "You'll be 40."
Yeah,
No, yeah, I find it very odd that this is, like this is the age people are portraying you should be thinking about marriage, you know?
yeah,
And none of them are portrayed as like, "Oh, I'm too old to get married or anything, or I'm past my prime." It's like, "Oh, now it's marriage time because 'cause I'm 34." And it's like, it seems like just such a waste of life. Like, and I mean, marriage has changed. I get it. Like, the age has pushed back, but like, I almost feel like people who don't get married young are missing out on like a big part of life that existed for millennia for all our ancestors, where you kind of like grow with your spouse
mhm,
and like build something together. Whereas this is like almost like a business arrangement where it's like, yes, we both have built our things and now we will join them together.
yeah,
It's like, I don't know, it's just weird.
yeah. I'm not optimistic as either for that white couple that got married, like that tall guy who looked like the Dax Shepard.
Uh-huh.
Um, that girl, she seemed certifiable. Like I don't, that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
Um, and
she was
then
nuts.
yeah, and then the black couple, they maybe would work. I don't know. He still seemed like he seems like an idiot and like a playboy, and
Mhm. Yeah, because wasn't he like out partying like the night before their wedding or something?
yeah, and then yeah, that one they'll maybe last, but if they last, it's just because that girl is accommodating.
Yeah, and the other one, it's that guy is just like, I don't know, he's the white guy is like a pushover. And
Yeah,
like he's just like, I'll put up with your craziness for a little bit. And he just is like sitting there like seething,
maybe
putting up
you
with
can't
this crazy chick.
maybe you can't remember it, but didn't he look and sound like Dax Shepard?
I don't I'm seeing it now, but maybe I don't know Dax Shepard enough. I need to go back into the Daxiverse.
Yeah, you need to go watch Employee of the Month that was filmed at a Costco.
Yeah. Yeah. Dane Cook.
Dane Cook and Dax Shepard.
So they
And
should do a
what
dating
Jessica
show
Simpson.
about Dane Cook where girls get to date Dane Cook. And he just like quotes his old jokes to him that he
He
stole
quit
from other people.
that he stole from Louis CK.
Yeah.